little slap back never hurt anybody?
It seems slap backy to me on the recording, you know. So.
Yeah. Get her all slicked up there, Adam.
My throat needs tea. My guitar needs fast frets. It's sticky. It's hot today, so.
Oh my gosh. Although I'll tell you what I love the most, Adam. Oh,
what's that, Leslie?
Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
What I love the most is at this time of year when it gets this sort of, it's still a little toasty.
That's for sure.
But it's cooling down a little bit at night. I can smell all the wood burning.
Yes, and that'll be nice. Is that while it is hot, it has been hot here the last couple of days. Like we set a record yesterday. It was like 91 degrees.
Stupid.
Which is really hot. But at night it'll still cool down.
Yeah.
So it'll be nicer in the evening. Like you go out right now, it's darn pleasant.
It is very, very nice indeed. And then it'll be we'll get two perfect weeks of fall.
Right.
And then it'll be bitter cold and stupid afterwards.
Yeah, I can't wait for fall this weekend. It's true. We'll get squeezed.
Exactly.
It's either summer or winter here.
Tea with the lads. And we've got tea, which you already saw, and we happen to be lads.
And we do. And welcome, lads and lasses. Thanks for watching us.
Thank you so much. Episode 29, man.
Ooh.
Last week, if you were watching, we happened to mention my cousin has a little travel channel on the YouTubes called Norn Irish Rover. And I just noticed that last week's episode was 28, and his last week's episode was number 28.
We're running neck and neck. Now we have to keep...
neck. He was catching up.
Now, yeah, he's probably done. See, I thought you were going to say, now if you watched last week, you'll know that we were back. We actually did something last week.
We did something for a change.
Yeah, in the meantime, Stephen went from
he
episode
was
6 to 28, you know?
And you know what, I mean, and let's be fair, it is a goal of ours to beat him.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
It is not. Last week he was in Cushendun, which is one of my favorite little places on the planet.
It's a nice little part of the world. A friend of mine is from there.
Gentle place. The entire village is, almost the entire village is designed, was designed as a village.
It's one of those kinds of deals, planned community kind of thing. It's the modern
totally planned. It's lovely. It's a lovely place. If you ever get to the north of Ireland, you got to go there for sure. Yeah. What else has been going on with you this week there?
What's happening this week? You know, I am excited we're doing some more Patreon work, the Wild Colonial Boys, so we'll be tracking another song. We do a monthly song. I wasn't even planning on plugging this, but hey.
Oh yeah, there you are. I'm into it.
Yeah, so we're working on something cool for that. I'm going to work on that. That'll be good. It's time to do some fall yard work and just...
You have to get the yard work done. You see, I am lucky. I lived in a little community where the yard work gets done for me.
Well, I do have to do it myself, but then again, I've got all that money in the bank. I don't have to spend it on HOAs.
It does cost a couple of dollars to maintain the snow, the leaves, the grass, and the exterior of the home.
Yeah, it does indeed, as I'm sure everyone watching who is an adult homeowner knows, but them's the price of freedom, I guess. What are we doing this week? What's happening? What's going on? What's going on with you?
This is, I'll tell you what, not much is going on with me, but the Rocket Soul Choir did just play the last full band show of the year.
Okay.
And we played a place we've never played before, and we had a great time.
Excellent.
Oh, it was a fabulous time out at the Iron Exchange in Maple Plain. We've never played there before, and they treated us well. It's a brewery, and they've got great food, and they've got a 30-foot stage.
That's a good size stage for an inside like a bar kind of venue.
They've got a grand piano up on the stage. They've got a full lighting rig.
O'Donovan's, they have a 3-foot stage.
I know. See, this is what I'm saying, because like O'Donovan's, which is where one of the first places I got my start in the Irish community here. Mm-hmm. A Little of the Ready was a 5-piece band with a drum kit.
Wow.
And we all fitted on there. My knee was right up against the kick drum, which was helpful because then I could feel it instead of listening. And everybody's just all real cozy.
That's kind of like at the turf club. We were at the turf club not long ago, and it felt like that. And that was a much bigger stage.
Gosh,
that's hard to
fun,
do.
But yeah, I'm just excited to. I've got some musical things still to do. I've got to go to a conference in October, and but we're taking it easy. We're taking time. We've never taken the time since Adam Robinson joined the band in 2017. We haven't taken the time to write and hang out together, go to shows together, because we've always been rehearsing for a recording, rehearsing for a show, planning for a show, that kind of thing. So I'm excited for this winter, man.
Good. I hope that from what I hear, it's not going to be a terrible, terrible winter. Knock on wood. Maybe a little milder a thing than we had last year, but.
I'll take it, whatever.
I like the seasons. I like the change in the seasons.
Yeah.
You know, I think, not that it works out that way in Minnesota, because it's not 3 months doesn't make a season here.
No,
it
not
can
really.
Be like 6, and that gets annoying. But like, right around 2.5 months, I'm ready for a change to something different. Be that summer or winter, really. There's a lot to look forward to in winter.
Yeah.
People are hardy here. They do things.
There's a lot going on in Minnesota for winter type stuff.
You have to, otherwise you go insane.
You'd be locked in.
Yeah.
You'd be locked in all the time.
Right.
But other than that, that's all that's going on in my world.
Well, that's pretty good. Nothing wrong with that.
And you picked this week's tune.
I did, with some prompting. I think it was your idea to do a Stone song.
I did suggest that, yeah.
And
Why did I do that? Oh, because
that's the reason.
Stupid. That's the stupidest thing that I've said all day. Because of the new album. They have a new album.
Yes, because the
Hackney
Stones are...
Diamonds.
Yes. Here's a fun... I learned this last night. Did you know this? This is marketing brilliance. They have somehow struck a deal with Major League Baseball. So, what are there? 32 Major League Baseball teams? Apparently, the Stones and the iconic... It's not Andy Warhol, but everyone thinks it's Andy Warhol. The tongue logo, right?
Oh, yeah.
They are apparently making 32 different versions of this cover with, for whatever reason, your favorite, local Major League Baseball team logo embossed on the Stones tongue logo. So those really hardcore Stones fans and collectors can buy this album 32 different times.
Well, they have nothing else to do with their money.
Right. I know they need it. I think Mick needs to put one of his 9 kids through school. 7, what is it? I don't even know.
I will say that Angry is the new single that they have out, and I really like it.
Is it good?
I like it.
I haven't heard it.
Because here's the thing, right? And they have been through some reinventions over time.
I would think you'd have to.
Kind of a little bit before I would have recognized them, but they have went through some changes, and this is not one of those times.
Okay.
But it's still Rolling Stones quality.
Okay. Now let's see. Okay,
it's not boring. That's what I mean.
We have Mick Keith. We have Ronnie Wood.
That's right.
And that's basically it from quote unquote Stones.
That's it. Yeah.
Is it Randy Jackson on bass?
Don't know who's on bass. I think it's Daryl.
Probably Daryl Jones.
Now Ronnie will be able to tell us, but I don't know. I don't know who's on bass. And then is it Steve? What's his name on drums?
I don't know who took over for Charlie Watts.
The new album has some Charlie Watts on it.
Does it?
It does. It has. I think it's like 2 songs or something that has Charlie Watts drumming on it.
At some point,
which is nice.
It'd be like, half the band isn't even around anymore.
There is that to consider for sure. When you and I worked at the guitar shop together, there was a screen right above the where all the strings and everything were and the registers were, and we typically put on music documentaries, music concerts, that sort of stuff, and that's where I first saw the Hyde Park Rolling Stones at Hyde Park
from back in the day.
Not that long ago. I mean, it must have still been
not
around
the 70s one with...
like 2015, somewhere in around there, whatever it was. And honestly, that's a killer show.
Sure.
That was a great show.
Have you seen them live ever?
I've never seen them live. I couldn't afford to go and see the Rolling Stones.
It used to be cheaper.
I don't have that
I've
kind
seen
of
them.
money.
I saw them live.
Yeah?
Yeah, I saw them live on the...
And was that an experience for you? Was that good?
I mean, okay, so back up. I would consider myself a Stones person.
Yeah.
I would not be a Beatles authority. I wasn't a Beatles guy. I appreciate the Beatles for, their quality, but I never listened really. And they never... I don't know. As my dad used to say, it's an excellent film. I just didn't care for it. I appreciate them, but it was just never really my thing, which is weird because it's everybody's thing. But I was more of a Stones person, and especially when I was like in high school and stuff. I'd be like, oh, Beatles, it's the Stones, So I would be a Stones guy for sure, and I read like Stones histories and biographies and I had the records and all that stuff, and seeing them live was, of course, part of an awesome musical journey.
Yeah, sure.
And the sound was terrible.
Oh, where was it?
It was at the Metrodome in Minneapolis, and I was so far away. I mean, they might as well have been across town.
Yeah.
I think the back of the Metrodome was like here.
Yeah.
I mean, Mick and Keith were about yay big.
Yeah.
The Saw Doctors, or no, it's not Saw Doctors. The Spin Doctors prancing around the place.
Spin Doctors.
This was. Was it Voodoo Lounge? It might have been the Voodoo Lounge tour. It was not Steel Wheels. That one came before, and I missed an opportunity to see them, so I made sure to see them the next time around. So it wasn't like I saw them at Giant Stadium in 1988 or whatever that big documentary thing was. But I mean, it was cool. I saw the Stones live. That's good.
Yeah, sure.
Even then they were expensive. I think the tickets were like $50, and that was like 1993.
Oh, okay. See that? Yeah, I mean that's a few $100s now, and I just can't. I'm not going to spend a few $100s to sit way at the back. And,
no.
And I know there are lots of people that would say a similar thing, and it's kind of almost cliche to say it, but I really would prefer to see them somewhere smaller.
Sure.
I really would. I was never, Prince would play. I never saw Prince, but I was actually very surrounded by people growing up that were massive Prince fans. And Prince would play Wembley, but I always wanted to go to the after show.
Oh, heck yeah. That reminds me of the fact that I believe the Rolling Stones were one of the first bands to go out and play tiny little club shows on their stadium tours and stuff like that. They had their music publishing was called Nanker Felge.
Okay.
And they would bill themselves, even way back in the 60s, would bill themselves as Nanker Felge, and they would go play some tiny club.
Yeah.
And it would just be like some guerrilla thing where it just popped up out of nowhere.
I would love it.
If you were there that night, you got to see the Rolling Stones up close and personal. How cool would that have been?
See, that's what I love, and I don't need every gig to be intimate for sure. But there's something about kind of being too far back that it's kind of like, am I getting the best sound?
Well, yeah,
that would bring us around to U2 just played the Sphere,
right?
And Vegas.
Three quarters of U2.
I did read that.
They're playing with a scab drummer, as my big-time U2 friend Steve says. He's not at all happy about this. They've played one gig since 1977 with a different guy.
But a lot of the reports that I read said the sound was phenomenal.
I've heard the same.
So the Sphere would change things a little bit, and the visuals in the Sphere obviously are
that would have been
ridiculous. So then I don't need to physically then be up close and personal to Bono ever. Sorry, Bono, but in that instance, it would be the visuals and hearing great audio. That would be the thing. So I wonder if the Stones going to ever show up at the Sphere.
Well,
they could do that.
They could if they could wheel them in there, no problem. Can you put a wheelchair in a Sphere? I don't even know. I think that with the Stones, you see a band like the Stones now, or even 20 years ago, there's a certain element of nostalgia that drives someone's decision to buy a ticket.
Sure.
I don't think in my 18-year-old mind, thought this is going to be the best sounding and looking show I ever saw.
Sure.
The idea was I need to see the Rolling Stones once.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So you can excuse away, or at least justify spending all that money just because you can say you're paying for the story. You're paying for the ability to tell people, I saw the Stones.
But they they also don't half-ass it.
No,
from all of the live things that I've seen, like they're not just shuffling. They're not shuffling along.
Right.
Like they're definitely right into it.
Mick and probably Springsteen are
Sure.
at the top of the impressive peak for the amount of energy that they perform with. And think about that.
To be fair, I don't know that Keith specifically had a lot of energy.
No.
But he's pretty much still the same person. So that you can be thankful for, right?
He cannot be killed by conventional weapons.
No, he cannot. He cannot. But God bless you, Keith. Holy smokes! So you picked the last time, which is early on.
Yeah, I was always more of I latched on early. I like the early Stones stuff. I like anything up through like probably Tattoo You or somewhere in that era. Some Girls is good, but the earlier stuff always resonated with me a little bit more. Simple stuff, and I think it was like we talked about in the last episode, when you're learning to play the guitar, it's nice to have simple songs to kind of start with, and that's what I did. Yeah,
for sure. I like this, and I might be wrong, but this is we played Free Falling quite a few episodes back, and I had said to you that my friend John, when we were first kind of trying to come up with sets for our first live shows, Free Falling was one of the first songs that John ever taught me how to play, and I think the last time was part of that same set.
Nice.
Going from Free Falling to the last time.
I mean, I'd have seen you play. I'd have paid big money to see that.
There's a video of that somewhere.
That's awesome. I'm very lucky that I grew up in an era where it was not easy to get video of the early performances that I did.
I just recently, and I'll say discovered because I forgot I had them. I have got video from 91, mid 90s of me playing places around Belfast.
Got to digitize that if you haven't already.
I'm scared. I'm scared to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening back to one of the cassettes recently of I think a tour I did in 1992. Man, my accent is it's a different person.
It's a whole other world. That's awesome.
You know what I mean, like? And I was rude. Had
the attitude to go with it.
Anyway, the last time.
Yeah.
Part of the British invasion, that sort of mid 60s, and showing up on the Ed Sullivan Show.
How many bands? I mean, you can't even count them.
Brian Jones is still part of the deal.
Yeah, Brian Jones played the lead, I think, on this.
Yeah.
This was early 1965, I believe they recorded this. And they recorded it in Hollywood, my research showed me. So they were on tour here when they did it.
Yeah.
And it came out and it topped the charts in the UK and went to number 2 in Ireland. And I think it went to number 2 in the US as well. It's just a cool song. I just like the little...
It's a cracking tune. You can imagine...
figure, you know?
Yeah. You can imagine that they were just kind of sitting in a hotel room and just jamming on something, and this came out, and we went, oh, okay, that's it.
That's a good song. Let's do that.
Here's some words. Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm a little bit upset that I'm playing... a little bit upset that I'm trapped in the chair. Playing this guitar again, which would not have been authentic. Not that the one I was going to play was going to be authentic. I was going to use my Jazz Master on this one.
That would have been lovely, but still.
It's got problems, and I'm going to take it to our good friend Wyatt tomorrow and just have him deal with it because I don't have time.
Wyatt will not deal with it anymore, by the way, because Wyatt has people now.
Oh, he's people. Well, I have an appointment tomorrow, so I made it with somebody.
He has good people. But yeah. So
I'm going to play this on a telly, which wouldn't have been what he did.
Yeah.
So forgive me. The tone is not...
Well, Brian would have, if Brian was playing this, he would have used the Vox.
A Vox or likely an Epiphone Casino or something similar to that.
Yeah.
But the Jazz Master I thought would sound better.
Jangly. It's good either way.
Yeah.
And I told you once and I told you twice. Never listen to my advice. You don't try very hard to please me. It's what you know, it should be easy. This could be the last time. This could be the last time. Maybe the last time. Sorry girl, but I can't stay. Feeling like I do today. There's too much pain and too much sorrow. I guess I'll feel the same tomorrow. This could be the last time. This could be the last time. Maybe the last time. I don't know. I know. Oh no. Come on. This could be the last time. This could be the last time. Maybe the last time. I don't know. Oh no. Oh no. I told you once and I told you twice. Somebody has to pay the price. But here's a chance to change your mind. 'Cause I'll be gone a long, long time. This could be the last time. This could be the last time. Maybe the last time. I don't know. Oh no. Oh no. Last time, baby. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Na, 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 na. No, no, no. Ah.
That was rocking.
Nice job.
Nice job.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Subscribe, thumbs up, ding-a-ling bell, all of that stuff. You get notified. It shows us that you're interacting with us. Talk to us in the chats. Give us song suggestions. We always get those every week. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to hear.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourselves, man.
Do all that and more.
Not too much
Not too
more.
much more.
Not too much more. Thanks anyway.
Cheers, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you next time, okay? Thanks.
Oh no!
It is swampy.